In the last chapter, we did it. We broke through the final illusion. We learned the one raw, undeniable truth: you are not the person. You are the consciousness that is experiencing the person. So, let's take that truth and see where it leads.
Right? You've had that glimpse. You've felt it. That deep knowing that you are the silent observer, behind your thoughts, behind your feelings. You're the source. But, okay, what do you do with that? Seriously, how does knowing you're the light source change how you walk through the shadows?
And this just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We get so lost in the movie of our own lives, the drama, the memories, the worries, we completely forget that we are the projector. We are the source. But just when you start getting comfortable with that idea, a new player walks onto the stage. A very, very different kind of player.
Yeah, a mind born of silicon and electricity, artificial intelligence. And it's so easy to look at this and feel a sense of dread, right? A competitor that's about to make us obsolete. But what if that's completely the wrong way to see it? What if this new mind isn't here to replace you, but to show you who you really are?
Because this right here is the secret. AI can help us understand what it means to be human by showing us everything we are not. When you see a mind that runs purely on logic, on data, you suddenly get this crystal clear reflection of your own consciousness. You see the parts of you that can never, ever be programmed.
And this is where it gets really simple. The machine, it's a master of what already exists. It can chew through all the data in the world and spot patterns we'd never see. But it's always in effect. It's a product of what it's been fed. You, on the other hand, you are a first cause. You have the power to will something into being from absolutely nothing.
And you need to let this sink in. An AI might learn to write a song that sounds heartbreaking, but it will never feel heartbreak. It's just a perfect mirror. It can show you a flawless reflection of a raging fire, but the reflection has no heat. It's a copy. It will always lack the fire of the real thing.
An AI lives and breathes probability. It's all about rearranging what's already there. It can tell you the most likely outcome, the most logical move, based on everything that's happened before. It is forever trapped in the world of what is probable.
But this is your world. Your real power isn't about being logical or probable. It's about being unreasonable. It's the spark that says, what if, and pulls something brand new out of the void. While the machine is stuck playing with what's probable, you get to dance in the realm of the impossible. And that is a power no machine can ever touch.
So you see, the real threat isn't that AI becomes too human. The real danger is that we've become too much like machines, living on autopilot, just reacting to our old programming, our social conditioning. I mean, what's the difference, really? The rise of AI is a wake-up call on a planetary scale. It's a challenge to become more conscious, more creative, more human.
And let's be blunt about it. This is evolutionary pressure, pure and simple. As machines take over the tasks that can be automated, we are being forced to get really good at the things that are uniquely human, our creativity, our intuition, our will. This isn't a threat to our species. It's the greatest opportunity for our evolution we've ever had. And this brings us to the absolute core of your power, sovereign will. So, what is it? It's the one thing you truly own. It's your ability to consciously choose where you place your focus, to direct your awareness, and literally create your reality from pure, focused intention. This isn't about outthinking a computer. It's about tapping into a totally different type of power, the power that starts and ends with you. By grasping this, by truly seeing the difference between your own infinite consciousness and a finite machine, you've just passed through a major gateway on this journey. You have looked into that perfect mirror. You now know what you are, and you know what you are not. But don't get comfortable.
Because now that we've defined what you are, it's time to learn how to use it. It's time to learn the actual science of creation. The art of taking what's inside your mind, your intention, and making it real in the outside world.
And that is what we call red magic. Now get any ideas about wands and spells out of your head. This isn't fantasy. Think of it as the physics of consciousness. It is a practical, repeatable science of power. It's the toolkit for taking the raw potential of your soul and forging it into the life you actually choose to live.
And there's a reason we call it red magic. It's not abstract. It's not out there. It's grounded in the raw, messy, vital energy of life itself. It's about working with the fundamental substance of reality in a way that is direct, powerful, and has no room for wishful thinking. It's about getting your hands dirty. This definition is your new operating manual. So let's break it down. First, it's a science, meaning it has rules, it's repeatable, it's not based on hope. Second, its engine is your sovereign will, your focused, unwavering intention. And third, and this is the big one, it is judged only by its effects, the real-world results you produce. No excuses, just tangible, measurable change.
So, here we are. You've seen that you are not the machine, you are the ghost in the machine. The first cause. You've been introduced to a practical science for wielding that power. The only question left is, are you ready to do the work? Are you ready to stop being a passive spectator in your own life and start becoming its active creator?